Who or what inspired you to start writing? We heard that your moms were writers as well. So how did that play a part in your own writing? Um, I started writing because I heard domestic worker situations, and my aim is to share it with people. At least they will be aware of what's happening to them. That's how I started into poetry. But my mom also is a poet herself. I remember seeing her poems before, and every year she will write a poem about my father on his birthday.
What do you like to write about? Themes or example. There's nothing particular for me, or any theme that I am interested to write about, as long as I know that it will catch the reader's attention. Then I'll go to that. Do you remember the first work that you published? What was the impact that it had on you? Do I remember? Yes, my first work that I have written was about a mother sacrifice. It's all about me and my family. Me being a foreign domestic workers here in Singapore, leaving my 3 young children behind under the care of my mom. And yes, there's a big impact in that, because going away from them at their young tender age, it's not easy for me or for them. They needed the attention as they grow up. They needed utmost care from a mom, and that's really a big sacrifice for all of us.
What are the pieces of work you are most proud of, and why? I have a lot of poems that was published. I have a story that was published, and I'm very proud of that. I have one in the book, Our Homes, Our Stories. It was about my stories since I started here. And I have one in, what do you call that? Call and response book too. Yes, of course. And because I'm very proud of it, because I'm one of the editors, and I'm also one of the contributor of that book. For me, like, I'm really proud of was the poem I wrote, and it is displayed at National Gallery Singapore, besides the artwork of Fernando Amorsolo, who is a very popular artist in Philippine history.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Bing.
Okay.
Why do you post your poems on your Instagram? Oh, interesting.
Why do I post my poems in Instagram? It's because I like posting my poems. It's not only on Instagram. I like to post it in Facebook, but I always think that there are many artistic people in Instagram than on Facebook, and then because I've seen that, I mean, my followers are like poets, and yeah, and I want to share it to people who can relate with it. I mean, there are many people who post on Facebook, but I think Instagram is more for me, like a serious platform, and nicer. I don't know, but
the people there can adapt literally to what you are writing. They can understand the wider, concept.
Yeah, I think so. Your main language is Tagalog, so do you prefer to write in English or Tagalog? Yeah, this is very interesting. I'd rather write it in English than in Tagalog, because for me it's like it's difficult because I think I've been used of, talking to people here, and sometimes the way I think is like I think in English, so it is easier for me. Most of my poems are written in English, by the way. Okay, now for you, Joe. I heard you participated in writing contest back in the Philippines. So what's the difference between writing in the Philippines and in Singapore?
Yes. In the Philippines, joining the writing contests like that, it's very competitive. And, when you have your team and everyone's winning in your team, it's like you, in yourself, it's like, I must also, I need to get a prize. I need to get something in this contest. I don't want to be left out, something like that. So, yeah, so you have to go into that level, being competitive also. Here in Singapore, it's like it's a bit easier because you are not pressured to be on top or to be the best. You will write it on your own face. So slowly, but you'll get there here in Singapore. That's why I like writing here better.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me. When I joined the competition, like in Philippines, it's the same. Yeah, because Filipinos are very competitive. So when they write something, they really want to do their best. And if you, it's always winning is a big thing for everyone. But here, because like we're alone here, right? And if you join the competition, okay, we join, but no pressure at all. Yeah. So like for me, when I joined the migrant poetry, I've been joining for 6 years. I never win, and this time I was chosen. So it's a big thing. Like
It's a
never
big
say
clap for
die.
her.
Yeah. Thank you. What is the writing community like among the migrant workers? There are not many migrant workers who's joining the writing community. Actually, we're trying to encourage them by posting poems in social media. Jo also is doing it. She's helping. She's part of migrant writers community too. So we have different projects. We have different activities in this community. We have like sketching, photography, just to motivate everyone, to share their
Hidden talents.
yeah, to share their talents and to show that migrant workers are not just, like we're working here, but we also have talents as well.
We are not only for cleaning the floors.
Yeah, or like in construction. So yeah, hopefully we can invite more migrant workers to be a part of migrant writers community. And yeah, so it can help motivate one another and also relieve stress, because the situation now is like not really good for everyone. Tell us something about your writing programs that you have been involved in with fellow migrant writers. I'm involved in Singapore migrant writers of Singapore. And in that community, we have workshops like storytelling workshops, poetry workshops, and my task there is, because I'm one of the admin too, I will give prompt every week just to motivate migrant workers to write, because this is another way of keeping them busy aside from work, and writing is an outlet also for everyone, and it's a good thing for migrant workers as well.
We know you have worked with National Gallery and a project. Tell us more about it. Oh yes, this is about the artwork label. The gallery has given us some pieces of artworks, and we will choose one for us that will connect to the artwork label that we're going to make. Yeah, and I did a sketch of my son wearing barong Tagalog, and that barong Tagalog is the national costume for Filipino men. And yeah, that one is hanging next to the Filipino artist artwork hanging in the National Gallery.
And also the sister guides. Yeah, and also
The sister guides, yes.
Yeah, we're both volunteer at National Gallery. Before COVID, we used to have this program called Sister Guides Tour. And this is for domestic workers here in Singapore. We do it twice a year. And last 2017 and 2018 and 2019, it was very successful because it gives domestic workers a feeling of, not
Involvement, yeah.
involvement and not being left out. Like they cannot go inside the gallery, the National Gallery, just because this is not for them. But because of sister guides, they experience to go inside the gallery, and what we do there is to tell them the history or the story behind those artworks.
And we have then done also digitally through National Gallery. We have done it digitally. We have our own team.
Yeah, it's a slow art.
It's slow.
Yeah. So because that was last year.
Yeah, last year, early last
because
year.
Because of COVID, so we cannot tour the
Inside.
domestic workers. So what we did was we do it via Zoom, and it was successful too because a lot of domestic workers joined.
And
slow art.
And the cliche of that, they didn't know that we're going to ask them to draw the subject in the digital.
Yeah.
How does your job and volunteering activities relate to your writing activities? Yeah, it does relate. It really relates to what I'm writing because my writing is set also to what we as foreign domestic workers are doing, what we are involved to, how do we spend our day off, like that. And in my writings, I do explore also. It's not only about us foreign domestic workers, but about our employers also. If we receive the right treatment, because foreign domestic workers, there's a connotation to that. So yeah, I hope that in this writing, some employers or most of the employers read it and then analyze it, and then maybe they'll change the way how they treat their helpers. What are your thoughts on art making, not just literary arts, among migrant workers? My thoughts in art making, it can develop their set of mindset. It can develop their hidden talents, either in writing or in painting. They can develop their self-confidence in joining this kind of community. Yeah.
So we hope that you learned something from our artistic process. And Joe?
You can check the Verve website to the description box below, and then you'll follow the audio trail that we have made, and then you may like,
Subscribe
and share.
Yes.